Hey everybody, Kyle Erickson here. Today we are taking a look at something that I've been really excited to make a video about, the Deity Pocket Wireless microphone kit. Why am I excited about this, you might be asking? Well friends, I'll tell you why. I have this mic here, which is on a boom arm, just out of frame, which is the Deity V-Mic D3 Pro, and that is an amazing shotgun mic. It sounds great, absolutely no complaints at all. But sometimes if I'm recording handheld or doing a vlog type scenario where I've got the mic on top of the camera, whenever I turn the camera around, because the mic is so directional, the audio quality in my voice drops off as soon as the mic isn't facing me. With the Pocket Wireless, I can run circles around the camera if I want and everything will stay persistent, and I don't need a cable running from my mic all the way back to my camera if there is some distance in between the two. I don't need to worry about cords wrapping up around things, and I can generally roam free with no interruption or change in the audio. There's a bunch of stuff related to that I want to get into, but before we dive too deep into that, I need to show everyone what comes inside this case. It's so sick that everything just packs away into this little hardshell carry case, which is included in this kit, by the way. I know that sometimes that isn't always the case. I made a pun, but it's not always the case when you're talking about gear like this, but it is included here. If we open this little bad boy up, inside here you'll find the transmitter and receiver, a USB-C to 3.5mm mic cable, USB-C to USB-C audio cable, a USB-C to USB-A charging cable, an included lav mic, which is a huge plus. If you were to pick up the Rode Wireless Go or some other branded systems like the Pocket Wireless, a lav mic usually isn't included. Then you have to take one of these bad boys and just clip it onto your shirt, which kind of looks ridiculous. Then you've also got this little fur windscreen if you're using the internal mic on the transmitter, along with a USB adapter for updating your firmware. If we take a closer look at the transmitter unit, along the bottom you've got a USB-C port for charging and a power switch. The side just has one single pairing button, and then the top is where your internal mic sits and your 3.5mm jack so you can plug in your external mic. The great thing about that mic input is it does have threads on it. So if we take a look at the provided lav mic, you can see that it also screws in here. So if you're moving around with this sitting in your pocket, this isn't going to wiggle loose on you or cause a bunch of noisy audio. Over on the receiver, along the top, you've got your power switch and your mic out / charging port. On the side, you have your pairing and gain buttons. The gain button can adjust your mic gain from -3 to +21 dB. And if you long press it, it will switch the orientation of the screen to, which is a little 1-inch display on here where I can see my mic gain, my signal strength, battery levels, and audio levels. One of the things that I absolutely love about the Pocket Wireless is it does have this USB out, and that makes this extremely versatile. With the cables provided, I can either plug this into my camera via the 3.5mm cord, or I can also plug this directly into a phone, a tablet, or a laptop and keep the audio separate from the camera. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of cameras don't have great audio preamps, so it can be worthwhile to record to an external audio source. I know my Fujifilm X-T4 does an okay job with audio if I turn the audio levels in the camera way down and I only use the gain control on my actual mic, but I do still notice some weird things happening with the audio in the camera sometimes, so I love having the ability to just plug this directly into my phone or my laptop. Keep in mind, if you do want to use this with an iPhone in particular, you'll need a little lightning cable adapter like this. But everything else with USB-C works completely fine if you want to use some kind of external recorder. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. There is a bunch of different setups and options we could go over, but what I really want to do is throw this baby on so we can get an idea of what it sounds like. Power. So I've got this all hooked up now. I still have the D3 Pro hooked up to my camera, and I've got the Pocket Wireless hooked up to a laptop that's just out of frame to my side here. The audio that you're hearing now is all through the Pocket Wireless, but we are in semi-ideal conditions right now, so let's get out of this room and see what this is like in some uncontrolled spaces. All right, so I'm just in my kitchen right now. I've chose the kitchen because it's really echoey in here. There's a lot of reflection, so it's not an ideal situation to record in. You'll have to excuse the lighting. It is getting a little bit dark in here, but because of all that reflection, I thought it'd be a really good place to test out how well this works. And as you can tell, it does sound pretty good with how much reflection is in here. But I do want to test this outside, so let's give that a go. All right, so I'm outside right now. It's a little bit windy, but not too bad. Now there's a heat pump going in the background. It's got a fan, so there's a little bit of noise there, but it's not really a ton right now. One thing I do want to show you is if I walk away, the audio quality doesn't really change. I could walk down this street and go down here quite a ways. The range on here is about 65 to 70 meters, and I get about 5 hours battery life, so plenty there. And if you are running out of battery, I think it takes around 75 minutes to fully charge, but it is getting cold out here, so let's head back inside. Obviously, in cases like that, when we're out and about and we're walking all over and we're talking on camera, it makes a lot more sense to have the Pocket Wireless versus having a shotgun mic where you're pretty restricted in your movement if you want to get good sound. You can also totally leave your shotgun mic on your camera too and use that as a separate system alongside the Pocket Wireless. And then when you go to edit your footage, you've got a bunch of different audio sources to play around with. One other rad thing that I do want to mention, if you have a shotgun mic kicking around that does have a 3.5mm output, you can actually plug that into the Pocket Wireless mic jack, and bam, you've got yourself a little wireless USB mic. I think that's awesome. I'll probably end up doing that a lot myself, but the Pocket Wireless itself is so versatile. You can use it in so many different ways, and that's definitely what I love about it the most. I think if I had a choice and I was just starting a YouTube channel, this might be what I would gravitate towards for a mic setup. You can start off filming with your phone, and if you decide to grab a camera, this is still going to work just as good. It's compatible with Deity Connect products as well, so you can use this as you pick up more gear. And I think the price is great as well, sitting at $169. They do also have a $199 option that has a little mobile kit included as well if you're interested. But I do find that Deity products are extremely high quality and they're affordable. I do want to just carve out a minute here to commend them. They put out discounted holiday pricing this year with most of their gear, and they recently decided to just keep that pricing to allow creators to get into this gear at a discount with everything that's going on in the world. And as well, they've been one of the most responsive and understanding brands that I've dealt with. Definitely, if you decide to grab any Deity product, I don't think that you'll be disappointed. There is a lot of value here for the price, and I will leave links in the description to both the Pocket Wireless and the VMic D3 Pro, which, sidebar, I think is an absolute steal right now at $139. For my needs, the Pocket Wireless is a fantastic little mic kit. I'm very happy with it. I would love to know your thoughts on the mic, so drop a comment down below if you'd like to share your opinions and feelings. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and I forgot, like and subscribe and all that stuff. Just help me out here. I would really appreciate it. All right, peace.